Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be giving you my Aquarius April 2019 horoscope forecast, part 2 of 2. And yes, this does apply and pertain to the sun, moon, and ascendant. Anyway, first thing up is, as far as April goes, Venus will be in Aries from the 20th until the 30th. So the third house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. Now at this time, you may value courage, fortitude, and assertiveness in your communications. This could be enjoying Aries things such as like the military, maybe military games, military battle games. Could be like a Warcraft game. Doing a judo, boxing, karate, combative sports, adventurous sports, dirt bikes, hiking, perhaps with siblings, cousins, neighbors. This could be a time too, Aquarius, if you're unattached, you may connect with an Aries sun, moon, or ascendant person that might be in your neighborhood. It could be somebody that's prominent in your short journeys, perhaps somebody you might have known from your early education. It could have been an old childhood sweetheart. This could be, and it could be somebody that you really have very strong communication ability with. Also, too, this could manifest in some cases in rather impulsive, impetuous, aggressive spending on local transportation and getting a vehicle. Perhaps it could be spending money, perhaps on a sports car. In some cases, if you're out getting some kind of vehicle. And also, too, you may value a leadership role with neighbors. It might feel like maybe starting some kind of neighborhood watch community. If this is something where there's a greater propensity for crime in your neighborhood, you may feel at this time where it might be time to take the lead. And I mean, a lot of this could be predicated and dependent on aspects in your chart. Let's say if this makes an adversarial aspect to Pluto. Say if this is opposite Pluto, it could be a time where you might be doing this due to really strongly being opposed to crime. I'm saying to your natal, if it makes an opposition to your natal Pluto in your chart. Anyway, next thing up. Well, Mars will be in Gemini, so the fifth house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. Now, this could be about putting a lot of energy into manifold things of amusement and enjoyment. At this time, too, it's important to be careful not to dissipate oneself through a lack of an integrated purpose, spreading yourself too thin. Perhaps maybe in sports matters, or if you're trying to do something sports related or become very good or proficient at one sport, because Gemini energy could be very scattered. It could be about doing, and in this case being the fifth house, it could be about doing too many things for lovers, for children, and just going in too many different areas. And at the same time, this could be about putting a lot of vitality and energy into a Gemini type sport, such as playing doubles, tennis with a partner. It could be badminton or ping pong, because those things, I mean, can require quick reflexes, being quick-witted and quick reactions. If you are unattached at this time, Aquarius, you may connect with a Gemini sun, moon, or ascendant person, or it could be someone that embodies Gemini-like characteristics, but it might just be for a superficial fling. And it could be somebody you meet at some entertainment venue or other fifth house, I guess you could say, like place or venue or a location. I mean, it could be somebody you meet in a theater, or, as I stated before, something connected with entertainment, or maybe sharing some kind of hobby or amusement or enjoyment. If you're in some club that's associated with that. So, and you might find yourself becoming angry over rather superficial gossiping, vacillating, or mercurial child or lover. And it could also be, too, where you might find yourself trying to do many different things, put a lot of energy doing many different things in order to achieve popularity, such as just maybe expressing versatility, and maybe that you feel that might be some way to attain this. Anyway, Next thing up. Well, Jupiter will be in Sagittarius still, so the 11th houses will be emphasized and highlighted. At this time, as I've talked about previously, Jupiter can be rather paradoxical, could be very strongly benign and benevolent, but could also have a tendency to enlarge and expand. A lot of cases, this could expand and enlarge rather foolhardy, self-righteous, over-optimistic, even reckless, perhaps behavior connected with friends, acquaintances. It might even be the way you are acting toward them. It could be people at a group, club, or organization, but also this could be rather fortuitous for Sagittarius, like aspirations and goals, such as something with sports, the law, philosophy, religion, publishing, advertising, and this could also manifest in some cases in really having a lot of hope and optimism for some religious, sports, or philosophical group, or perhaps doing some kind of publishing or advertising through social networking, social media at this time as well. And this could really expand a lot of jocularity and joviality in matters with your friends. And this could be a time for expanded humor with these people, or maybe people you know at some group, club, or organization. This could also be very fortuitous for your future at this time, and especially if you're really just by simply being very positive and through having a positive outlook and positivity at this point in time. Next thing up, Saturn will be in Capricorn still, so the 12th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. Now at this time, this could be a period where you may be more introverted and introspective. I have this placement natally, as I've stated in previous videos, and I'm really strongly about solitude and seclusion. And I think this is this kind of transit, even if your chart suggests that you're very extrovert and gregarious, it could really be a time where you really express more introversion and really enjoy your own company more. But also you might feel like you're dealing with, this could be a time for limitations in your restrictions, and I'll elaborate on it. It could be a time where you might be working laboriously, helping others less fortunate than yourself, but at the same time, getting any kind of help from others could be very difficult as well, in terms of helping you with your own restrictions and getting that support from others in terms of helping you deal with them. Could also be where you're dealing with sorrows and despondency, more in solitude and seclusion by yourself. But on a positive end, this could be a time where you can kind of take away or discard the frivolous, what's not important in your life, and try to get ready to focus on the things that are going to be significant, things that are holding you back. This could be a time where you try to get rid of these things. It could also be a time where you might be taking care of a debilitated or sickly aunt or uncle, and it could be something Capricorn related, such as something with the knees, the bones, or the joints, and it might be making you feel somewhat despondent and melancholy. And as I stated before, this could be about laborious work and seclusion. It could be something government related, and also this is a time where the unknown could put you in a strong state of fear or trepidation. And this could also be about the loss of a father in some cases. As I stated before, I have this placement natally, and I lost my father sadly when I was 3 years old only. And so anyway, it could also be about in some cases it could just be about the dissipation of the connection with the father, or it could be some authority figure or older person at this time as well. And maybe it's a time where you might get cold feet as well. No, I'm only joking, being flippant. Although in some cases it could be true. Saturn is a cold planet, and the 12th house could correspond with feet. 12th house is the house of Pisces. Anyway, next thing up. Well, Uranus will be in Taurus still, so the 4th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. Now, at this time, this could manifest in some cases in Taurus friendships. They may be Taurus sun, moon, or ascendant people, or simply ones that embody Taurus-like characteristics that might figure prominently for your latter part of life, your end of life. They could be there for the long haul. They could be very prominent in your emotional security as well, in your home, in your family life. Hold on a moment, people. Sorry about that, I'm back. But anyway, this could also be a time too where your home and family life may be more erratic and sporadic than usual. You might be dealing with more unusual, stubborn, obstinate behavior from home family members, people you're close to home with, the less dominant parent, which is often the mother. You might be seeing some Uranus qualities at your core and being such as perhaps some kind of maybe ingenuity, or things connect with being ingenious, original, innovative, somewhat eccentric, unorthodox, which actually you are anyway, but this might reinforce this as well, because you actually, being an Aquarius, that's what you are, but you might even see that you might even have more of these qualities at the core, I guess is one way to look at that, considering you aren't being an Aquarius anyway. You do have this energy to begin with, but it might be reinforced as far as this energy, this transit goes. Now, also too, you might find that this could be about getting might be some danger through some kind of electric shock at the home. And really at this time as well, you might also be about Uranus traditions, or ones that are unusual that you follow very persistently. It could be something connected with aerospace or astronomy, or going to some kind of one of those innovation expos where they show like new technology and new products. You might be shocked. You might see something shocking going into your roots and your ancestry at this time. So those are some ways that this may manifest. Anyway, next thing up, Neptune will be in Pisces still, so the second house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, well, this is a time you need to be very prudent, Aquarius, because this could be a time to be very susceptible to deception, duplicity, in matters pertaining to your finances, your possessions, your resources. You might need to guard your possessions a little bit better if you're in a shared resources situation, you're staying with somebody, or somebody you don't know very well, and also more susceptible general financial fraud and deception, people calling you in the middle of the night asking for banking information. Just be extra careful at this time. Those are some possibilities. Also, your financial outlook might be more nebulous and unclear than usual at this time. At the same time, you might feel on a positive note, you might find yourself making money or generating income through something connected with something Neptune related, such as the metaphysical, which includes astrology, spirituality, photography, chemistry, illusion, pharmaceutical work, anesthesiology, and also there might be a little bit, your self-worth and self-esteem issues might be a little bit obscure or nebulous or unclear at this time as well. And remember that Neptune could be about dissipation, dissolving. Sadly, in some cases, this could be about the dissolving or dissipation of second house items. It could be second house matters such as possessions, your resources, but at the same time you might be showing a lot of self-sacrificing energy in second house matters as well. Last but not least, Pluto will still be in Capricorn, so the 12th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted at this time. Well, in some cases, in some isolated cases, it could be about succumbing to some kind of obsessive or compulsive disorder. A lot of this could be predicated and dependent on aspects that makes the points in your chart. If it makes an adverse aspect, say to your, makes a square to your third house cusp, or an adverse aspect to your natal Mercury, this could reaffirm or give greater propensity for this, but also to guard against overly compulsive behavior, being domineering, manipulative behavior, because it could result and manifest in one's self-undoing. And also it could be about, really about the that hidden adversaries might go away perhaps at this time and be destroyed, which could be very positive, such as, for example, people, anonymous haters online. It could be a time too where you might be dealing more upheavals in your private life at this time, more so than usual. Now, sadly, And a lot of you don't want me to say the dreaded D word, but you know I'm going to anyway. This could be about the actual literal death of somebody 12th house related. It could be the death perhaps of an aunt or an uncle in some cases, or somebody that was prominent in your private life. Now, in some cases too, you might feel that your private life is being destroyed at this time, but at the same time, there's, on a positive note, this could be about the transforming others' lives, that are people transforming people that have lives that are maybe that, or people that are in a less fortunate situation than yourself, such as the oppressed, the homeless, the impoverished, and the hungry. So there are some good things about this time as well, and it could be about doing Pluto-like things in solitude and seclusion, such as a supernatural, occult, perhaps astrology. You might be attending to insurance matters or doing some kind of recycling, something that could be done, the Pluto-like energy in solitude and seclusion, and maybe matters connected with psychology as well, deep research. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for my Aquarius April 2019 horoscope forecast part 2 of 2. Stay tuned next time, where I'll be giving you my take on the April 5th, 2019 new moon in Aries. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone. Because astrologically speaking, the person is the sum of all their components in their natal chart, and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.